writer of anime get tired of Gojo character. He no longer likes Gojo and regrets creating him this way, as Gojo is the strongest in everything. In all the episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen, Sukuna never call Itadori. By his name, he always calls her Kozo, which means trash. The only characters whose names have been mentioned by Sukuna are Gojo and Megumi. The main character in the anime Jujutsu Kaisen is not Itadori, but the villain Sukuna. This is because the first chapter of the manga was titled Sukuna. In every manga, the first chapter is usually named after the protagonist, like in Naruto and many other anime. However, in Jujutsu Kaisen, Sukuna's name is the first. Do you know there is one member of Spider can defeat Meruem? As we have seen, Meruem relies on physical confrontations, and I know you are thinking of Uvogin. He is physically the strongest person among the spiders, but even so, his head would fly off without even realizing it, because Meruem's speed is on a completely different level. As for Phoenix, he can defeat the Ant King Meruem only if he delivers that punch. That gets stronger the more he rotates his arm, but the truth is, Meruem would finish him off before the charge is complete. And as for Crawlo, he doesn't have any technique in his book that would enable him to overcome Meruem. The same applies to Hisoka. He is not a match for him at all. But as for Feitan, the more damage he takes, the stronger his sun becomes. If the damage is death, it would activate his Nen after death, and that sun would be a game over for Meruem. Attack on Titan details foreshadowing you may have missed. The Eldians were hiding under the ground and breathing through those pipes before transforming. That's why the scouts didn't see them and they transformed out of nowhere. They most likely took Eldians from Marley with them and gave them Zeke's spinal fluid. That way he can control and transform them on command. In this scene it showed the three of them right afterwards, meaning that they're terrified, that their boss is there. And the reason they were terrified because they have failed the mission and they knew what they would encounter once they returned. And Ymir didn't know who he was, but she noticed their faces. During the rumbling, Eren had his eyes closed the whole time. The only reason he opened them at the end was so that he could see Mikasa one last time. Gon transformed and his hair became long. Luffy transformed and his hair became long again. Do you think this happened on accident? I don't think so. Let me explain it. But before I start, firstly, I have to explain what black hole mean. A black hole is a region in space-time characterized by a very strong gravitational pull, such that nothing, not even light, can escape it. Also, due to this gravity, time slows down near it. So let's go to the anime characters. Usually, each person has 8 chakra gates or energy gates, and to open these gates, it requires a lot of training and meditation for a very long time. However, the last gate is the gate of death. If it is opened, it is as if you opened a black hole in your body. At that time, you can absorb energy from everything around you due to the strong gravity, which leads to an increase in your strength. But what does this have to do with long hair and a big body? As I told you, time passes very slowly for people outside, but the black hole causes significant manipulation in space-time and leads to the body traveling through time to the future, making the person appear with longer hair, a bigger body, and stronger muscle. Did you know that there are 5 characters in the anime Hunter x Hunter who have been described as monsters? The first character is Gon, who is described as a monster by Wing, Razor, and Morel. P2 also stated that Gon is not an ordinary person and must be eliminated because he poses a threat to the king. The second character is the chairman of the Hunter Association, Isaac Netero, who is considered the strongest Nen user of his time. When Netero descended from the mountain, he was described as a reborn monster. The third character is Aluka Zoldyck, who was considered a monster and a threat to the family. The fourth character is Tseriednik, who was described as a monster, and it was said that he should never learn Nen. Ranking of the Hashira from weakest to strongest. 9th place, Shinobu, who relies on poison in her battles against demons. Sound Hashira, Tengen, who fought the Upper Moon 6. Mitsuri, who possesses a strong body, demonstrated in her battle against Upper Moon 4. Kyojuro Rengoku, who fought Akaza and reached his level through self-training. A Hashira, who never smiled. Water Hashira Giyu, who created a new water-breathing technique. Mist Hashira, Muichiro, when he was only 14 years old, joined the Hashira after just 2 months of using a sword. Serpent Hashira, Obanai, one of the few whose sword turned red. Wind Hashira, Sanimi, whose strength caused Upper Moon 1 to shiver, describing him as an extraordinary Hashira. First place, the strongest Hashira, Gyomei, who could confront Upper Rank 1, Kokushibo, and also face Muzan himself. This scene wasn't in the manga. It was added as a tribute to Akira Toriyama. Obito didn't start war because of revenge. He just wanted to see his beloved ones again. Akaza gets jealous whenever he encounters a happy couple. Thorfinn never understood his father, but in the end, he became like him. If any of these info was new for you, like the video.